our current leaders right now. We have a mixture from freshmen all the way through seniors. I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves, starting at the end. Go ahead, Josiah.
Josiah Knight.
Turn the mic on. It's on the bottom.
Josiah Knight, outside linebacker.
Deshaun Williams, receiver, class 2024.
Jeremiah McLeod, class 25, DM.
Oscar Burgess, 2024.
Shermaine Kyle, 2024 linebacker.
Jamar Stokes, 2025, safety.
Tucson Sullivan, 2025 defensive tackle. Zachariah Hall, class 2026 wide receiver.
Byron Jackson, class 2025, tight end.
Tristan Davis, class 2025 linebacker.
Jacoby Green, 2026, offensive guard.
Jaguars Stokes, class 2027 defensive back. Jeremiah McLeod, 2024 D tackle.
Kimarian Gadsden, 2024, wide receiver.
Landon Doherty, 2027, QB. Angel Lopez, class 2024, DB.
David Green, class 2026 safety.
All right, and I want to introduce some of my coaches that came here with us today. That's some of the main reasons why a lot of these guys want to play for us, and a lot of the positive momentum that we have at Gadsden County right now. We got Travis Gordon off the stage. He's our assistant head coach, defensive coordinator. We got Coach Johnson to the left of me down here. He's our offensive coordinator. We got Coach Huntley over there. He's our linebackers coach, special teams coordinator. We got Coach Harrison over there. He does it all for us. We got Coach Henry Milton over there. He anything we need at the stadium, it won't get done without Mr. Henry. And those are some of the guys that have helped. As you see this positive turnaround that we had at Gadsden County, those guys have been instrumental. And can't forget Coach Corner, our defense coordinator. He's not here right now.
Coach, normally in the period of transition, taking over a new program, migrating from one school to the next, there's typically a drop-off, and it doesn't look like that's been the case for you guys here. In the words of Coach Prime, like you migrated, you brought some luggage with you. But a lot of times we see like this transition effect where, just even looking at the offseason, how many things have to fall into place. And it looks like you guys are already in, like this team has been together for several years, and just in what we've seen in off-season workouts and just in the spring game and how things have kind of come together. Talk to me just about what the transition has been like, not just for yourself, but also for the players and trying to get just a cohesive unit on the football field come kickoff.
Transition has been great. Coming over from Munroe, I didn't know what to expect when I came to Gadsden County. We've been nothing but embraced with open arms from the players to the administration to the community. I've heard the same thing over and over. They just want Gadsden County to be back, like Corey Fuller had them in 2020 in the Final Four. Coming together as a team, we had a group of guys who were already at Gadsden. Some came from different places because they wanted to come together and be great and do something great together. The transition has been great. These guys are like brothers. They hang out off the field. They hang out at the field house. Guys are just gelling. It's a great feeling. Josiah, you want to talk a little bit more about it from a player standpoint?
Yeah, from a player standpoint, like a brotherhood, honestly, just make sure each other's great. Really, we just trying to win state, honestly.
Nah, you want to talk about it a little bit? Go ahead, Zell.
See me, I transferred to Gadsden County. Ever since I got here, like, it's been a lot of work and improvement, brotherhood, and I like to say, like, this team, the old Gadsden County, I think Gadsden County gonna come back. Like, this good team, a good group of guys. We can really have something going this year.
Yeah, and I've been coaching for a little while. I will say, again, height means nothing at the end of the day. It's just a platform that you create. But at the end of the day, all my years of coaching, I feel like potential-wise, this is probably my best team that I've had. Now the rest is on us as coaching staff to make sure they're in the right positions and right plays are called. But also it's on our leaders too, because we had a talk yesterday and we said, the only thing that can derail this team right now is selfishness. So if all these guys that I have standing behind me and some in the crowd and the guys that are here today stay together for the common goal, I think we can do something very special at Gadsden County.
Coach Liam Moody from the Dallas Democrat. You mentioned a word that I want to ask you about was potential. In a different sense, though, obviously potential for this season. You come in, you have a large senior group, but you also have a lot of young guys. We heard it from the guys introducing themselves. As a head coach, you're coming into a new situation. One, how good does it feel to have contributors from all age groups in high school? And two, hey, you have this season to build with these seniors and juniors, but you still got the next group ready to come in. As a head coach, did that give you some confidence in your abilities and what this team can do?
Yeah, it makes me feel great. It makes me feel like Gadsden County is the place to be for a long time, not just a couple years. We got ball players in the 24 class, 25, 26, and 27. So we're counting on our 24 guys to lead these guys. And I know it's our first year, but the goal is still state championship. So that's what we work towards every day. That's what we're talking about. We got very close last year at Munroe, and I think we have the pieces now to go all the way. But again, that's going to be on our senior leadership. But yeah, Gadsden County is going to be good for a long time.
Coach Russ, taking a look at the first month of that schedule, it's a doozy. Lowndes, Florida High, road trips, but obviously, year one, goal is always the same regardless, but what do you feel like you're going to find out about your team quickly throughout this?
Again, I don't want to sound too cocky or anything, but just being around the coaching game for a little while now, this group that I have is special. And at the end of the day, I know Lowndes is a big name, and Florida High is a big name, Ricker's a big name, all those guys are big names. But if these guys believe in the coaching staff and believe in themselves and do what they're supposed to do, I don't see anybody beating us.
Following up on that, you mentioned Rickers. How excited are you to coach in the Soul Bowl?
I'm excited for all the games right now. Being at Munroe, as you know, 1S games aren't as exciting, or don't have the publicity as these other games that have been created a long time ago, like the Soul Bowl and playing against Godby and Florida High and those teams. Very excited for the atmosphere, but more so excited for these guys to come out and prove that Gadsden County is back.
This is going to be a twofold question, one for you, Coach, and then for some of the players. I've kind of asked a couple teams this, but, there's a high expectation that you guys have, and you guys have that belief and confidence in each other. But, once week one turns into week two and so on and so forth, and you guys are at the end of the season staring down the playoffs, where do you expect Gadsden County to be when that final kickoff of the season happens? And then two, what is it going to take for that to happen for you guys to get where you want to be?
Okay, so I expect us to be in Gene Cox Stadium in that last game for the championship game. But again, like I said, what it's going to take is the coaching staff to stay on these guys and make sure, like I said, the right plays are being called, the guys are in the right position. But more importantly than that is going to be these leaders up here. They have to lead these guys. If they stay the course, and like I said, no one is selfish. Everybody keeps the same goal. The goal is college. So at the end of the day, we play to have fun, right? Everybody has fun when they play football. Like, these guys have fun when they play because they love the game. But we have a model where we say we don't just play for fun, right? So we're playing for scholarships and state championships. If you're not playing for those two things, you're really just playing for fun. So at the end of the day, yes, we want to have fun, but I try to instill in these guys every day that the goal is college and the goal is state championship. If we accomplish those two things, we're successful. I'll let Austin Perkins answer that.
I feel like if we all just stay on one accord, just stay focused, the leaders just take control of the team, lead us in the right direction, we'll be okay. Of course, like Coach said, state is the goal.
I feel like if we keep pushing each other, believing in the coaches, and continue to show the world that we still got it, we can go far.
I feel like if everyone buy into the system and put their all into, the team and not just themselves, we can pull some things off and, win that state title.
Go ahead, Zell, you the last one of y'all two.
Nice.
I
feel like we should be in the state championship game at the end. And
Honestly, for me, I feel like we're gonna go all the way. You know, the schedule we got, some people might say it's hard, but at the end of the day, I feel like we're gonna go undefeated. I don't see nobody beating us, like, plain and simple. You feel me? But, you know, so, like, you say, what it gonna take for us to get there, you know? Me, I'm gonna lead my guys, do everything in my power, you know, but make sure we straight at the end of the day. But, yeah, I have to gel up and, you know, like, build a strong brother.
And just to piggyback on that, I don't want people to come off and think like we're a cocky group or anything like that. At the end of the day, we just been working really, really hard. And like I told these guys, if you don't believe it yourselves, I mean, it's never gonna happen. So if you don't believe it, it's just a dream. So at the end of the day, they've been putting the work towards it. We got, I think, a strong position group at every position. Like I said, but it's gonna come down to the work. But again, they're not a cocky group. They're just working hard for it and they believe.
Last thing I want to ask you is about last season. I know it was with a different program, but you made a run. I believe it was regional.
The Final Four.
Regional finals, yeah, Final Four. So you have that experience. You've tasted it back there. To the back end of the season. What are the things you learned throughout that run, but not just necessarily the playoffs, but the things that were going on in the regular season that helped you guys get there, and how are you going to apply it to Gadsden County?
I learned, one of the number one things I learned last year is you need depth, and that's why I keep saying we cannot be selfish. Just because you're not starting or that doesn't mean you're not a key contributor. I think one of the things that hurt us last year was attrition. We were in the Final Four game, and we went to the Final Four game without our starting quarterback and without our starting running back. So at the end of the day, I believe the coaching staff has put together a group that if one guy does go down, somebody else is going to come back in and fill that void. And I think that was the number one thing I learned last year. That again, it's not just about those key guys. It's about the whole picture. Even the guys that are second and third string, because at the end of the day, they're one play away from getting in that game. So we're focusing on developing the whole team and making sure that the next man is ready to be up.
Got a question here from 4 quarters online, Harrison Smith. And I would like to direct this question to Nas. He was at Gadsden last year. What's been the biggest transition you've seen at this point since you have new coaches coming in and new players coming in? What's the biggest thing that you've seen that is going to help impact your team?
the biggest thing I seen was our teammates working together, and it's like more chemistry around the new coaches, and we let the coaches in with open arms and let them coach us for us to be better.
Obviously, Gadsden County has been a good team in the past, been very physical, known to, put out some good players, send players to college. So that goes along with having to, work out and having guys being, accountable doing the weight room part.
Yep.
I know Coach Huntley is your weight room coach. Let's expound on the transition that he's seen with the kids working out in the weight room and the accountability part.
Coming to Gadsden at first, the guys, they didn't have a lot of discipline. They didn't work a lot, but then I seen them maybe 3 or 4 weeks in, they started gelling and they started leading. Because we know that in Gadsden County, talent is not the issue. It's about making them come together and work together. And once you do that, you can pretty much conquer anything in Gadsden County. Talent is there. Like, to my hands down, talent is there. But once I seen that, like, I was surprised because it's something special